Welcome to Edward's Declassified School Survival Guide, Season 2, with me, Marlise, and my lovely co-hosts, Haley and Amisha. And Daryl will be joining us later. We are so excited to be filming this podcast episode, which is all about redefining what professionalism looks like.
So before we start, we're going to do a little land acknowledgement here. So we currently live, study, and work on Treaty 6 territory and the sacred homeland of the First Nation and Métis ancestors of this territory. We acknowledge with gratitude and respect that we have the ability to continue gathering and creating in this place and work towards actions of truth and reconciliation. We believe that community ties and the journey towards decolonization must be recognized and reconciled among this land. Now I'll pass it off to Amisha.
All right, it's just a quick advertisement for everyone in Edwards here. We have the EBSS merchandise coming out this Friday, April 1st, 2022. I've heard they're cooking up some pretty cool merchandise, so be sure to check out their Instagram handles, both of them. There's the regular one, and they've got the Edwards Wear, EBSS Wear, I believe, and then our website as well, so be sure to check that out. Moving on to our amazing guest for today. Oh, shit.
I'm here to introduce Meg, one of the coolest, baddest people I know. I don't know if you heard that, but she is one of the coolest, baddest people I know. She is this amazing business owner. She will talk about that. I'm not going to say what business it is. And she is also in the healthcare field, which is amazing. Did someone say the title already today?
Say it again.
I'll say it again. So the title is Redefining What Professionalism Looks Like. Professionalism looks like tattoos, prints, and everything nice, which is all Meg. So Meg.
Megatron.
Megatron is what we like to call her. Who wants to start with questions? I'm going to dip out and Marlise is going to come back.
Okay, I dibs first question. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So my name is Meg. My pronouns are she, her, and I've been living in Saskatoon for about 12 years. I'm originally from Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan girl.
Nice.
I have 2 dogs and a partner and just live to work.
I love it. So tell us about these businesses that Daryl wouldn't tell us more about.
I am the owner of Bijou Body Piercing. Most of your listeners might recognize the Honeybee Tattoo Collective name.
For sure.
So I'm located inside that building. And
Got the right one this time.
yes, and then I also do work as a certified phlebotomy technician at the Saskatoon Sexual Health Clinic.
Amazing. Cool. So I guess I'll stop asking questions after this one, but I had to Google this. What does a phlebotomist do?
We handle the blood samples. So we would look at the requisition from the doctor or the nurse practitioner and take those samples. At the clinic, I also do like your urine samples, and I would handle the swabs and everything after the patient's done with them.
Cool. That is super cool.
Yeah.
All thing needles.
Yeah.
I love it.
So piercings and phlebotomy, how did you get into that? What drives your passion for those?
I've definitely been into piercings since I was young, and I kind of always wanted to become a piercer, wasn't sure how. I even actually had my high school guidance counselor, very sweet, reach out to places in Saskatchewan and Alberta when I was supposed to be graduating, looking for an apprenticeship for me. Of course, nobody was like, yeah, we'll take your student. But it just kind of happened after moving to the city. And then I really just wanted something to boost my professionalism. And I've always admired the healthcare industry. And I figured, what is most like piercing, phlebotomy, I have all of that infection control and safety. I'm very interested in that, and that's kind of what brought me to that.
Oh, that's so cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's a really nice balance between piercing and phlebotomy too.
Yeah.
Like, especially that both are really important in safety. That's super cool.
Yes.
For sure.
Absolutely. And, just having that bedside manner too. It's just, I've always had strong bedside manner, but working with my experience in the hospital in very sensitive situations has definitely like boosted that.
For sure. That's really good professionalism to have. I feel like that's like definitely experience that not everybody gets. So it's nice that you got it on both sides of that spectrum. Would it be a spectrum? Would you call it a spectrum?
Definitely.
For sure.
So. And you can definitely gauge like per client, per patient, how this conversation is going to go.
Yeah.
And You can be sensitive when you're needed to be sensitive. And then sometimes, you get that feeling where like, I can crack some jokes.
Yeah.
here, and they're going to be receptive to
I
that.
can toss one into there.
Yeah.
For sure, definitely. More questions. So we basically wanted to talk about the topic of having body modifications in the professional industry. So especially that's a very stigmatized thing. Not so much anymore, but very much 10 years ago. It was huge, and now you're seeing a lot less of that, but it's still around, obviously. So what are your thoughts on that?
I definitely had, I'm not the most modified person that I have even worked with in the healthcare industry, which is really cool.
Yep.
And, you do have a lot of, like, the older generation kind of judging you right away by the way your ears look and the metal in your face and all of that. And just kind of learning how to be patient and not be affected by that personally. A lot of the times they kind of come through and they're like genuinely happy you took the time to answer why that's important to you. And then sometimes, they just won't. But you just you can't take that personally.
Yeah, it won't like get across to them.
Yeah,
almost, for sure.
And you just have to remember, like, you're there to do a job, and you are caring for them.
Yeah,
and just do that with the most professional way possible.
For sure.
And they might not like those tattoos, but you do, so that's okay.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't really matter once they walk out of the room.
And sometimes they surprise you. I actually had a patient that was 100 years old, and she stopped me and she said, I just have to tell you, I love your tattoos.
Aww.
They remind me of my father.
Aww.
And he was like pretty much bodysuit tatted up.
Wow.
And she was 100, so that's just
shows how long people have been doing this for.
Exactly.
For sure.
And it might not be as saturated in the older generation, but it was there.
Yeah.
And there's a history there. So
it's not like it came up from absolutely nowhere.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely. That's super cool.
So cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I loved meeting her.
Yeah, that's so cute. 100 years old and just loves it.
Yeah.
Do you have any more experiences with other like patients or anyone that you've met like through your business that you want to share with us today? That's really putting you on the spot.
That's like a loaded question too.
I do remember there was a patient that I had seen in the hospital a few times, and I used to wear these sometimes I still wear them, very big, very heavy earrings. And he was a cancer patient, and I remember him like always when he saw me, he loved my earrings. And he would always ask if I could shake my head and they would move around. And it just like seeing him going, like he was obviously in pain and going through a lot.
For
and
sure.
Just the simplest thing of, hey, do that thing again, and just getting such a kick out of it.
Yeah.
And it's fun.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, we even like in Edwards and lots of other colleges too. It might be I'm just ruining this episode. It might be even more in other colleges as well, maybe not the med one as much, but there are a lot of people with modifications. Like I remember my first year I didn't see much, and I got my first tattoo when I was 16, so it was like even before I came to college. And I figured that there would be more diversity in like terms of like people getting piercings, people getting tattoos, wild hair, cool hair. And there wasn't. So that actually kind of shocked me. So do you find that there's more demographics that are into this, or do you find that like everybody from everywhere is super popular over time, do you think?
I definitely, so being that I've been in this industry this is my 10th year, I've seen a shift, and primarily just with like the spaces that are available, really brings on a different demographic. So, 10 years ago, I might have had the majority of my clients be 14, 15-year-olds with their parents signing for them, trying to be rebellious. And now I have a lot of young professionals, lawyers, doctors, dentists.
Yeah.
And it's just really turned in a way of expressing themselves. And we also provide a little bit of a different atmosphere that I think has really brought on more people.
Yeah.
Where we like to provide somewhere safe, and not saying there isn't other safe spaces out there, but we're really just trying to change that mold with like no judgment zone. You're 100% safe here. Whatever you choose to do, we're just here to make sure that you can get that done safely.
Yeah, that's really nice. That's like a nice reputation to build too. Love the buttons.
It's been good. And, just hearing like being at the clinic and having someone come in that does not know I'm even associated with Honeybee or Bijou, and them saying, I really like your tattoos, and you're kind of honored a little bit. Then you start talking to them, and they've maybe had an experience at the studio, and they tell me about it, not even knowing that I'm involved in it. It's just really been like heartwarming.
Yeah, that's
to
a
know
pride
that
moment.
what we set out to do is actually becoming a reality.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
so cool.
That is cool.
So with that, do you want to share a bit about what it's like being a business owner? If it's been rewarding or anything you want to share about it?
It's definitely been rewarding. It's been hard. I knew it was going to be hard. I have a really good team and really good support there. Doing everything, like, I don't see as many clients as I might have used to, because there's so many like behind the scenes things that I have to do.
Right.
There's lots of like ordering and, inventory.
Lots of
and
logistical stuff.
yeah,
Definitely.
the Instagram, the email, all of that becomes part of your job. It's so much more than just seeing clients.
It's a lot too.
It
Like that's
is.
hefty.
It is. And, sometimes they will text me and everything, and it's just like I've set good boundaries, but
Sometimes that's overbearing.
yeah,
it's hard to.
there's more that like I could have 10 people and still be like busy, like
Yeah, definitely. Especially that everyone wants to like express themselves, and like it's such a safe environment. I feel like everybody's just like, I want to be there, I want to get it done.
Yeah.
This is what I want. So it's hard to like kind of tell people no in
Yeah.
that sense. Definitely.
And it's hard too when you're like, okay, in June, I really need to take some time for myself.
Yeah.
And then you look at your schedule and there's like people already booking in June, and you're like, you get a little panicked, but it's like, this is what you're doing this for. Like, you want that business, you want those people,
Yeah,
and
definitely.
you kind of take it on as like you're doing it for them. So
Yeah.
then that's rewarding. But yeah, there's lots of little aspects of
For sure.
being in that business.
I feel like it's almost
role.
vulnerable to be able to be like, hey, I'm doing this for me. This is my mental health. This is my wellness.
Yeah.
Because people do that for their wellness.
Mhm.
I have constantly changed my hair, gotten tattoos, gotten piercings, like anything under the sun for like my self-care. So I feel like that's kind of like a rubber band in a way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that when someone comes in for a specific reason, or to like mark a monument in their life, or, I get a lot of students around this time, right before finals, or during midterms, as like a way to kind of like disconnect from that stress
Very
of
much so.
studying, or it's like a reward. They're, proud they made it another year,
Mhm.
and just something to kind of recharge, which is really cool.
That is cool,
Absolutely.
for sure.
Yeah.
We have
Well,
way more.
do you need
way more
advice to any like young entrepreneurs then? Because it's a business podcast, and there's people
Yes.
hoping to get in your shoes, or they really look up to the work that you've done in the city. So, any advice for them?
I definitely think just like staying focused, kind of having an outlook, like knowing what you want to achieve and just working towards it. And it's hard and it takes a long time, and you start really small and just build slowly.
Yeah.
Don't, make shortcuts in quality to get quantity. That is not the way to do it, especially if you have those like values of giving the absolute best experience. Then, no shortcuts, and being patient, having a good solid team too, like finding like-minded people that have the same goals as you has been like my biggest best help in anything.
That's nice. Yeah,
That's
having
so
that
cool.
support for sure.
So then with that, what would you say to your younger self who was starting her own business?
So we're fairly new too. It's only been 2 years, and I would mostly say, like, looking back to where I was before, you know, when I was just working for someone, and just to say, like, all of this is for a reason, and you're going to learn from it and grow from it, and you're going to learn how you don't want to run your business,
Right.
and how you don't want to treat your staff.
That's
or your
super important to
clients.
grasp too. Yeah.
And just to kind of hold your head up and keep going, make that change.
Yeah, that's super important. So you mentioned that you have a pretty good team. So how did you get to that point where you have that nice structural support?
It was luck,
Yeah?
honestly. It was really luck.
Nice.
I did take a couple of years off, and I went back to school to do phlebotomy, and I
Right.
was working in the hospital, and I was, you know, just really, I missed it. Like, piercing is my passion.
For sure.
And I did reach out to a few studios, and I did talk to a few different business owners, and I found Haley Gardner, shout out to her.
She's awesome.
And she
I've heard
is
such good things.
super awesome. She had owned a smaller studio.
Okay.
And we got to know each other. I worked with her there, and from there we kind of took on another artist who had kind of a similar past that we did, and we kind of grew too big for the space, and
Right.
together kind of all just like sat down and talked about what we wanted to build in a studio, and kind of made that happen.
Yeah.
And I'm just lucky that I took the chance to like reach out to her.
Yeah, definitely.
And there was some people I turned down, but I'm just happy that I found that.
Yeah.
And it's been really great. We're really lucky with
Yeah, that's
everyone
nice that
else we
there's
brought on too.
similarities with the values and stuff like that. I think that's like one of the most important aspects of having a business, just having everybody at the same headspace,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. I think that's probably one of the most important things.
Totally. And we all bring different things to the table. They like to call me the safety officer. I am definitely the one that I just, you know, that infection control and safety and like doing things properly, aseptic technique, all of that
absolutely.
is
That's
my
such a big-
passion.
Yeah.
And like
Amazing.
I totally nerd out on that.
I am a nerd for a lot of things, so props to you for sure.
And so from these experiences, like, what's the biggest lesson you think you've learned by owning your own business, working with the sexual health clinic? What have you really learned from these? That's another deep question.
That
I'm
is
really
a
on
deep
these today.
question.
You don't have to answer these if you don't want to, seriously.
I've definitely learned that you can make it happen on your own. I don't have the best track record with like credit and money, and so starting out, I don't have a loan. I don't have a credit card even.
Yeah.
I'm fully self-funded.
wow.
And looking back a couple of years ago, no debt.
That's amazing.
It would have made things a lot easier and a lot faster, but you just have to work with what you have.
Yeah.
And I
Some-
feel like that makes me think anything's possible. You know, it takes time, but, you know, sometimes doing it for yourself is better than just like going to the bank and getting a bunch of money. And
Definitely.
I love that.
Yeah.
Located in the middle of nowhere and the center of everything, LMNO is a little agency that everyone wants to work with. A group of caffeine-obsessed, sticky note-loving specialists from around the world work hard to help increase visibility, likability, shareability, and brand awareness for their clients. They are problem solvers and look at marketing as just one way to communicate a solution. They don't focus their attention on what you want. They focus on what you need, who you are trying to reach, and what they really want. At LMNO, they uncover and solve problems because they are a little more than curious. Some would say they are even a little obsessive when it comes to understanding the people they work with. If you're in Saskatoon, pop by for a coffee sometime or drop them a line. They would love to meet you. As LMNO sponsors the EBSS podcast, we are able to rent equipment for greater quality and better production from Paved Art Studios, which is a non-for-profit and local-based organization here in Saskatoon. Thank you so much. That's so empowering.
Yeah, definitely.
So with how busy you are and you're constantly working towards new things, what's a dream you yet to have achieved or you're hoping to gain, whether that be personally, professionally, wherever you'd like?
I have a few goals right now.
Let's go.
I try to usually have a few goals every year. So last year, I guess the beginning of 2021, we wanted to become fully disposable. So we wanted to take away any reprocessing tools.
Wow.
And we made that happen by March 2021. So
my goodness.
That's
we've
a quick
been-
goal. Yeah. Wow.
So we've been about a year now with that goal and just kind of looking forward to what the next thing will be.
For sure.
I do have some thing that's happening currently. I can't say anything about it, but you'll have to keep an eye
A little
on
surprise.
our social
Okay.
media to see.
For sure.
And I would really like to work in another province too. So
Yeah.
a lot of the people we have working for us love to travel. They love to go to BC and Alberta. I like to spend my winters in the mountains. I think
Nice.
like maybe a future goal would be working somewhere in Canmore. I'd love to have a little studio there.
That's nice.
That'd be so
Amazing.
cool.
So stay
Amazing.
posted.
Do you think that you would expand your business, or do you think you would move it?
We would definitely keep our location here.
For sure.
Awesome. Good to
No
know.
worries.
So
We'll be here.
I was like, please
don't leave us.
I'll follow you to Canada.
Yeah, I'd ideally like to find someone to be there full time, and
Yeah.
I would just go down when I can. And
For sure.
this is my home. My partner's here, and
Your
will always
dogs.
be here. My dogs.
Yeah,
they'll like
definitely.
to take trips with me though. So
Yeah.
hey.
So on top of moving to Canmore, do you have any other passions? Like, do you snowboard? Do you do
Yes.
anything else?
I do love to snowboard. That's
sure.
why we really love to go to the mountains.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that since I was 14.
Cool.
Started skiing when I was 8, and I
Nice.
sucked
Oh.
at it really badly. Begged my mom to get on one board, and
Yeah.
finally it happened when I was 14.
Amazing.
So I'd love to do that. I had a really good season this year. Made it out to Golden. Went to Kicking Horse Mountain and also
Cool.
to Fernie.
Wow.
So-
Oh, wow.
My sister got engaged on a mountain
Oh
up
my gosh.
near there. I don't know what mountain it was, so Allie, don't come for me. But yeah, like right on top of a mountain. My brother-in-law, that's what they're called. Yeah. He proposed to her, so that's like really cool.
That is so sweet.
Yeah, she also loves snowboarding.
Yeah,
So
I love that.
yeah, and piercing. She actually got a tattoo going to Golden, I believe.
Okay.
So I think that's like a really big market. People like coming from Saskatchewan to go somewhere and
Ooh.
like get like
Yeah.
piercings.
That helps
or
with your
get-
business in Canmore.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
I've done
Market
some
research.
Yes, especially too. I have done a little bit of market research.
That's my favorite
for
thing.
Canmore,
For sure.
and it's just a really great town. And I don't think there's really anything like around there. Kind
Mhm.
of what I do. So, I mean, there is, but not quite like.
Yeah.
What you do. Yeah, for sure.
Exactly.
That's so
They can use your
exciting.
talents out
It's
there
your
for sure.
competitive
Yeah.
advantage.
Definitely.
Well, now for a few fun, lighter questions, I guess. I feel like we've discovered you as a professional. Tell us more about yourself. So, what's the first concert you attended? Super random.
Oh, this is really embarrassing because I am a huge music fan, and I've been to a lot of really incredible, amazing concerts all over the world.
For sure.
But my first concert ever was Nickelback.
That's not even that bad, honestly.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. My job here is done.
Yes. My best friend at the time, it was her favorite band, and I'd never been to a concert. Will always hold it against my family for taking my little sister to Shania Twain when she was 5, and I had to stay in the hotel room.
Oh no.
So I was just really, I was like, I know I need to go to this. I need to go, like, I just need to go to a concert. I just
For
need
sure.
to, like, break that bubble. And yeah, so she bought tickets, and I went as a good friend. And I gotta say, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Well, you said you go
Definitely.
to cool concerts, and so I'll help you redeem yourself.
Yes.
Give me a cool concert.
In remembrance of the drummer of Foo Fighters, who just passed away this weekend, I did see them in 2010 in
Cool.
Washington.
Oh, wow.
Amazing.
That was really incredible. And yeah, that just is a really big blow to the music scene right now.
Definitely.
So don't know if that'll affect their concert
Very
coming
disheartening.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think that you would still go to it? Are you planning on going to it?
We haven't purchased tickets, and
Yeah.
now we're just gonna kind of see what
How it-
happens.
yeah,
'cause
But
they
I would
might
love
cancel.
to see Dave Grohl again. 'Cause
Yeah.
he's the king.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yes.
And I would say my best concert ever was Tom Petty, R.I.P.
Oh.
He was
Cool.
amazing. I saw him a few times,
Yeah.
but yeah, he was a legend.
So who's your favorite artist then, since we're on music? That's kind of hard. Top 5 maybe. Up to you.
I love Bob Seger.
Cool.
Oh.
Nice.
I have a very large spectrum of music taste.
Yeah.
I was at a festival in Buffalo, New York for Every Time I Die, their Christmas show in December, and it was like 2 days, 12 bands of metal. So
Nice.
I have a pretty big spectrum.
There's a spectrum there.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. That
Yeah.
is cool. I've never been to what are they called?
Like a festival.
Like a festival? Yeah. But I so want to go.
It's worth it.
They
And
look so fun.
Shout out to Saskatchewan Ness Creek. It's probably, I've been to festivals all over the States, and it's probably the best one I've ever been to. It's
Cool.
just, it's right here.
Yeah.
It's in the Boreal Forest. It's gorgeous. There's
Boreal Forest.
local
Yeah.
acts.
Yeah.
That's so
Definitely
cool.
check that out.
Yeah. Cool. That is super cool.
Another fun question, because I have a bunch of these apparently. What's your hidden talent? Because you're a phlebotomist,
Oh.
you like needles, you like music. What else you got for us?
I'm really good at Cat's Cradle.
Nice.
Oh.
Nice.
That
I
is
love
actually
that.
hidden talent.
That's intense.
I love that's the first thing that came to your mind too. You're like, yeah, cat's real.
I don't even know how to answer that question.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so Haley,
No?
what is your hidden talent? Go.
I make a pretty good mac and cheese. I literally, now that I'm on the spot, I read pretty fast. That's
Words per minute.
That's my top 2. I'm not giving any more.
Marley's your next go.
Oh, that's so hard.
Cat's Cradle was impressive.
Yeah.
I'm glad you just did that because I could
sounded
not.
I've never lost a game of Clue. I don't know if that's a talent.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Oh yeah.
That's
Oh yeah.
really cool.
Well, now that we're on the
Reigning
board
champ.
games.
What about you, Amisha? What's
Oh, shit,
yours?
I was like, ooh, I don't know.
She's like, dang it.
I was expecting this. I actually don't know, you guys. I don't have a lot of hidden talents. You know that one funny thing people can do with like their they go, no, I can't even do it on the spot. Thank you. I've never met someone else who can do this before, but you go, and I think it's kind of cool, and that's my hidden talent. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I've now embarrassed myself in front of Edward, so
Daryl.
I will now be leaving.
Daryl, what is your hidden talent? I'm actually scared to know this one.
It's gonna be very close to the camera.
If he does a cartwheel right now,
this.
ew.
What is that?
I can do a really good cartwheel.
Wait, what is
Okay,
that?
to all of our viewers that are not noticing,
double jointed. Hello.
he does something really gross with his hands.
But also, I can do a really good cartwheel.
Woo!
Okay, you know, my not hidden talent, I don't know how to cartwheel. I have been taught by numerous people of all sorts of ages, professions, whatever. I cannot cartwheel for the life of me. Cannot do it.
Neither can my roommate, and I've tried to teach her, but it just
I am just dynamically
That's your next
challenged.
goal.
What?
That's your next goal.
Yeah.
Just work hard on
For
that.
my yearly goal.
Yeah.
It'll be
Cartwheel.
next year.
Both right and left-sided cartwheels.
Oh, that's tough.
I didn't even know there was a specific.
I came up with the lamest hidden talent too. It's just a cool noise.
Although
that
now
people
that I'm
know.
thinking about it, board games, I'm not bad.
I've never lost a Monopoly, if that helps.
Oh, hey, that's
you gotta get the
impressive.
railroads, and that's your cash cow.
See,
That's
I
it.
hate Monopoly.
I also don't
refuse
like
to play it.
Monopoly.
I don't
Sorry,
think I've
guys.
made it through a game.
No, I just get
family
really
game next to
angry.
Jane House
Yeah.
get pretty rare. So.
Ours is Dutch Blitz. Dutch
Oh,
Blitz,
really?
I'm okay. Obviously, none of you have played it before. It gets rowdy. And Catan, I don't know if you guys know Catan.
Oh, yeah.
That's a popular one at my
It's
house.
like a SAS game. I don't know.
Daryl one time told me that he was playing Catan. It had something to do with oil and bridges. You didn't beat me in Catan. That's a complete lie. I quit before he could beat me. Anyways,
On that note, any
Back-
final questions we have for our lovely guest today?
What's your favorite board game?
So, I do have a few favorites. I
Okay.
really like Sequence.
Oh,
I do like
love
Sequence.
Same.
Yeah.
My parents used to use it as like an educational tool when I was
Yeah.
little. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Nice.
And I'm a big fan of card games, so I
Yeah.
like Skippo.
nice.
Oh,
Okay.
Yep.
Nice.
My little
Skippo
sister
all
likes
the
that one,
way.
for sure.
I love that.
Okay, maybe not ending that. Is there anything you would like to say to us? Shout out your business. Shout out anything.
Yes,
Anything to our viewers?
you can come see me for all of your piercing needs at Bijou Body Piercing, 2nd Avenue, 536 2nd Avenue in the Monarch building. We are inside the Honeybee Tattoo Collective. same address. Currently, we do have a staff member who is from the Ukraine, and I would just like to take this moment to let everyone listening know that you can support the Ukrainian families coming to Saskatoon by dropping off some items. Location is 3327 Lambert Crescent, Saskatoon, Monday to Friday between 9:30 and 4:30. There's a group on Facebook called Ukraine Saskatoon Support Exchange that you can just become a part of and see everything that they're needing. Olga is hosting, I think, 13 families coming from the Ukraine herself, and
Definitely need those resources.
yes, absolutely. So check that out, and that would be much
Wow.
appreciated.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Pulls on the
Yeah.
heartstrings. Yeah,
Wow.
definitely. Hearts out for Ukraine.
Yeah.
I am very Ukrainian. So, yes,
Yeah.
very sad. Sorry. I guess we can wrap this up.
Someone wrap this up.
Okay, I guess you had mentioned your social medias earlier. What are those?
Yes, Instagram is just Bijou Piercing.
Okay.
Also, you can send me an email at bijoupiercing@gmail.com. I don't use Facebook because there's too many inboxes.
Yeah,
So
that's fair.
follow me on Instagram. I'm there. You can DM me.
Cute.
Perfect.
Very excited to go in May. So,
Yes.
for those of you,
I'm
I'm
trying to get booked in
excited.
right after this.
what?
Trying to get booked in right after this.
Not in June. Not in June.
Right, not in June. Not in June.
That's when your break is. Awesome.
Well, perfect. Thank you so much for being here today. We really appreciate the chance to talk to you and to hear your perspective. So thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. I've never done anything like this before, so this was really fun, and I hope to do something like this again soon. I
You'll
had a
have
great
to
time.
start your own Bijou podcast.
Well, I
That'd be
have
so
my
fun.
first guest right
Yeah.
here.
We'd love to.
Love it.
All right. Well, thank you so much. Woo!